Hi guys, this is Larissa with Be You Beautiful One. Welcome to my channel. So glad that you're here. I'm excited to share with you my reading journal setup for the month of May. Doing a little bit different for the month of May. It is my birthday month, and so I wanted to use some really cute stickers I was able to create on Cricut, and I'm going to share those with you now. So, celebration of my month, my birthday month, I wanted to use these really pretty stickers. She almost looked like ballerina-ish kind of thing, but nevertheless, sort of dressed up, very girly girl. Cascade of curls and flowers with her birthday cake. And I just thought that was so pretty. And I just selected some florals to go with it that I can use to add to the page. I printed off a couple of things because I really just didn't know what I wanted. And then I have some books with some florals, sort of going for like dusty pink with a little bit of coral, very like pastel corals, and maybe a little bit of hint of a lavender. And then we got some birthday cakes of different sizes. Here's the girl again, because I didn't know if I wanted to use like a bigger size one. And then I have like some individual flowers in case I wanted to make some tabs. I'm not quite for sure if I want to do that because I'm really am learning what I need from my reading journal, what I'm not really going to do, and what I will do. And it's changed already. This is my third month in my reading journal, and I do plan to give an update on what I've been reading and how much I've been reading and some pros and cons to the different tools and techniques that I've adapted to. But I have to say I really am enjoying reading. I probably have done more reading than I have in years. So that have been like non-academic or not related to like Bible study per se, but just reading for the fun of it kind of thing. And so then I have some more florals that I printed out. I also have this girl. She's really cute. And I also included some additional florals to take up some of the white space. Got another girl here. And then these are just, you may or may not be able to see this, but it's just a cluster of balloons. And I didn't put the strings on there. I'll just draw out the strings if I decide to use strings. And then this is just like a cluster of balloons turned to the side there. And then I also have the month of May 2023 and some florals. And I try to pick a style that I've been working on. I've been working on my handwriting. Yes, I have. And well, more like hand lettering, I should say. And just trying to get everything to look better than what it has been. And so you'll see, I'll show you where I've been sort of practicing my hand lettering within my journal, but I may not go with that because I sort of want there to be some level of consistency in the print and style. So I printed out and cut some of the wording that I'll be using within this setup. So, and then I figure I'll just add in some more florals to take up some of that space on the page. Okay, so here's what I've done so far. I've used pencil to create this calendar, and I went ahead and wrote in the days, only the days of the week as well as the dates, just to make for sure I have everything accounted for in the setup. I tried to make the calendar a little bit larger than what I have in the past couple of setups so that I can actually use it. And then here's where I wrote out the month of May. But again, I may just go ahead and use stickers. I haven't quite figured that out yet. And then on the next page, I am doing this graph again, and I'll clean it up once I draw in the lines and stuff like that. But it's sort of like a graph that I could just say, hey, this is how many pages I've read. And I'm doing the increments of 10 again. That way, if I do 5, I'll just fill in half of the box and so forth. But I really am enjoying this. However, I've been listening to a lot of audio, so I need to figure out how to, sometimes it's easier to translate like how much I've been listening to, because certain audio apps will have like the page number associated with it, or if I have the physical book, I can go to the page number of where I'm at in the audiobook and determine it there. Lately, I've been using some audio apps that don't give you exactly the page number, and I don't know if it's just the way the publisher of the book has it set up, or if it's the app. But anywho, I'll be discussing that in a later video where I talk about techniques and using both audio, ebooks, and actual physical books, and how I've been using it to help me be more proficient in my reading and how it helps me to enjoy reading. So I'll be sharing that with you as well. And then on this page, I sort of put two things together. Monthly stats, I'm keeping it simple. My monthly stats is going to include the number of books I've read, the number of pages, just a very quick like snapshot. Now that I am reading and I'm using these tools that are also helping me to capture my reading data information, I'm now just starting to develop some stats. And so the more simplest form of that is the number of books and number of pages. And again, I'm trying to keep it simple so that I'm continuous, because if it becomes too complicated, I'll be like, whatever. And so those are the simplest ones. I have been following like different booktubers, or some booktubers don't actually use a reading journal within their content, but then I found like reading journals for people who are dedicated readers, and they have some really like detailed stats, and I'm not there yet. I just want to do this for the enjoyment of it. Even the books that I'm selecting right now, I are going to be leaning more to the side of, okay, I will probably really enjoy that versus not. I need to be able to read things I'm going to enjoy, because I'm getting back into reading, and actually my reading has surpassed what I've done before. So I really am excited about it, and again, just trying to figure things out. And then I have books read. Now this one, I'm trying to determine if I wanted to say books to read or books read, because I found that I've tried it a couple of ways. I've tried to document the titles as I read them, but then I also try to say, okay, these are the books that I'm going to read for the month. And that did not quite work out, because I'm learning that if I read like a heavy book, I need something on a lighter side. It doesn't have to be super light, but it needs to be not so heavy, or it becomes like depressing. And then if I'm reading something super fun, I'm learning that I cannot just crash with something that is a little bit more heavier. So I think I am considered a mood reader as well, but I also want to be very strategic about what I read. And so I think here I'll probably pencil in like some definite books, like maybe pick out 4 books that is a must read for the month. and then fill in the rest. And probably on this bookshelf, I'll probably just draw in like a completed book, a completed book, a completed book, a completed book. And I'll probably make them a little bit slimmer, some slim, some thick, some going stack horizontally. But yeah, I think that would work better. So we'll see. I'm still coming up with that. And then I haven't done anything else for the rest of the pages yet, only because I want to sort of leave those a little bit more blank. I think, however, what I'm going to do is in my previous setup for the month of April, I had like rows. Just set up rows of like where I could go in, put a picture of the book, the rating, the my start date and end date of how much of when I read the book, pages, published date, and author, just basic information. So I may go ahead and set that up in this setup video. And then also, of course, leave pages for books that I definitely want to talk about. So I'm joining in on Cammie's group again. We are considering ourselves a book hub now. And so I definitely want to highlight the book club book. Then there's, if I do a buddy reading book, not an official book club book, but just something that says, hey, I'm reading this book. Does anybody else want to read it? For example, on Netflix coming up, there's going to be a new release on Bridgerton coming up, as well as the Queen series on Netflix that is a spinoff of the Bridgerton collection of Queen Charlotte. So we are sort of saying, hey, well, since we have a shared interest in that kind of a style of book reading, let's go ahead and read like maybe book 1 and 2 together, and so forth. And so those are buddy reads. So for my buddy reads, I'll have separate individual pages, as well as my favorite book of the month. And sometimes I may have a couple of favorite books. So instead of trying to do a page for each book I read, I want to dedicate those to like my most favorite books, or for my book club or buddy reading books that I do. So I'll probably set up a couple of pages to do that, but I wanted to get my foundation pages done. So let's go ahead and get started on that. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with decorating my pages here. I am first going to start off with the base of this page by using washi tape, just to give a little bit of a background to the doll that I'm using. And I have several sizes of these dolls, but I think the larger one would look the best, so I'm going to go with that. And I just love these dolls. They're so romantic kind of feel. They're really pretty to me. And so I'm going to leave room at the top for a quote that I will create. And on the next page, I have the monthly calendar. The monthly calendar is good to use, like to track like the days that I read, maybe how many pages or how many minutes / hours, what book I'm reading. And I have to write small, but it's enough room to fit all of that in there. I think the boxes are a nice size to put that information in, and decided to go with, instead of using my own handwriting, I decided to use some stickers from Mojo Jojo Plans Dated Book, and I like the way that the days of the week fit in the boxes sideways. So I went ahead and went with that, and then using the numbers to fill in the dates as well. And then also for the month of May and the year, I decided to go ahead and use some of the stickers that I had printed out and cut. And as a border trim, I'm going to go ahead and use the washi tape, the journaling handwriting washi tape that I used on the first page. I really just like the way that looks. So, and I'm just trimming the edges of the pages with my scissors because it's just tape. So, and then I'm going to use some of the florals that I printed out that sort of replicate what is or coordinates with what the doll has. Not exactly, but very close. So, and the parts that I cut off when I was cutting at the bottom, I just used at the top, and I had to cut in half one more floral to add to the top, but I really like the way that looks. So I'm satisfied with that. Now to outline my page's red page, and I'm still using the same pen as before. And again, I'm going to go ahead and just use some stickers instead of using my own handwriting. I'm getting there, but I'm not quite there yet. So my handwriting has improved a lot, but still got a long way to go. And I just like the way it looks more uniform. And here I'm just going to add some of the books with the florals on top as my decor and make it pretty simple, not too much to apply here. And I'm just going to cut the bottom floral in half and just spread it around the page to decorate the bottom. And now let's get started on my stats page. I'm starting to get more stats available to me now by using the apps that I have. It really helps to keep in track of how much I'm reading, how long, and so forth. And it really helps me to come up with the information that I'm going to record here. And then as I progress, I will be able to add more stats as I figure out what's important to me. But right now, the number of books, pages read, or time listened to an audiobook is what is more important to me. And then whether I'm listening or reading a book on a daily basis. Okay, so then the next page is where I will come in and list the books that I've read for the month of May. Now, because it is my birthday month, I really plan to be quite busy around my birthday, which is towards the holiday, and I probably will not have even though I would like to, probably won't get that much reading done because I will have out of town guests, and then just because of the festivities planned. But if I don't use all of those spots, then no problem. I can always journal a bit about the month or add more information about a book. And then I'm also I'm not going to pre-decorate any additional pages in case I actually do need more pages. I might get more books done than planned. So we shall see. And then here I am just going to jot down the quote that I have created. To read a book is a gift of adventure. Okay, guys, so here is the setup for my May foundational pages in my reading journal. I decided to go ahead and handwrite the quote out because I just wanted to get the setup done. I didn't truly practice my hand lettering per se, but I did do a little bit of it here and there. It's at the end of the day, and I'm just really just wanting to get things done over with. And I decided to go ahead and put my actual handwriting into my page, and this will just document the beginning of my hand lettering because I've only been doing it like for about a week or so, and then I skipped. I haven't practiced in a few days just because of how things have been going. But this will be my document of how things look today at the beginning of my trying to work on my hand lettering, and then at the end of the year I'll have a comparison and I'll do the same quote. But I wrote, to read books is a gift of adventure. And that is not from someone else. That's just me saying that because how I correlate this birthday spread into my reading journal is that one of the things that I want are books. I want more books. It's sad. I feel like I have crossed over to the other side of reading. But it all goes along with the thing of me wanting to have books and a reading nook in my current living situation. Eventually, maybe having an actual library room. But I'm currently working on a reading nook, and it just makes me happy to have books. So, and it's a gift of adventure, to be able to read. So I probably, if I would have done this first, I probably would have kept my handwriting for the rest of the spread, but neither here or there, that's okay. And again, it's just going to document the beginning of my lettering to get it looking better and more professional and so forth. So, and I did this really fast. I didn't really take my time to do it, so it sort of looks shaky, but it's okay, right? It is okay. So but for my calendar, I really like how the way it turned out. I was able to use these stickers from the dated book from Mojo Jojo's Plan to go ahead and put in the days of the week here. And I actually like that versus just put in like M or T or W for the days of the week. I like that I was able to use a sticker with it for the lettering purposes. And then, of course, this is the stickers that I printed out. And then I enjoy having the script washi tape on both sides. I made this the main focus on this page, but then added some of the florals in on the other side of the calendar. The boxes are a little bit bigger, which is what I wanted, so that either one, I can write in a little bit more, because usually I try to do like a digital book, not a digital book, an audio book, and then the physical book. That seems to be the way that I'm going to be going at it. My goal is to maybe do like a physical book a week. That is my goal. We will see. Again, I'm a slow reader, so we'll see how that works out. But doing audio during the day while I'm at work or walking or out on errands has really been helpful in being able to complete some of the books that I want to get done. So I have the calendar there. I really like how that turned out. And then, oh, I forgot to write in the numbers. I'll get that written in. 1 through 31 for the month of May, and then each column is going to be 10 pages, and if I do half of a box, that means 5. So push come to shove, I can actually like write in the actual number of pages, maybe fill it in with like a color pencil, and then write the actual number if it's not like every 5 or every 10. That's the alternative that I could do for that too, if I want to be a little bit more precise. But this way I'm able to sort of like have a visual look. And this serves as a motivational tool as well. So again, the lines are not perfect because I was using a new Tombow marker pen, And one of the sides I really don't care for, and that's okay. I like the thicker nib a little bit better, but I didn't go back and redo it. I sort of like the squiggles and the mess ups. It gives it a little character. Isn't that what we say about homes? Uh, and so then for my monthly stats, I put numbers of books and number of pages. I already had that written out. I just wrote on top of it with the lines. Use the stickers from monthly stats and some florals on the books. I may fill in this bookshelf. I'll see, or I might just leave it as is, but I'll just, not to like write the books on the spines. I think I don't want to do that anymore because I find that it doesn't look how I want it to look. I think just adding a color or something like that is my preference, but I wanted just to show like a tracker. So if I read 10 books, I'll have 10 books here on the shelf. They'll just be smaller. I can also put some going horizontally, the books horizontal, but going up in the stack. So I could do that as well. So some vertical, some horizontal. And then down here, I'm going to write down some books that I actually like to read. I'm going to put them in pencil just in case I don't read them. I don't know. I may put them in pencil. I may not. But then as I read them, I could write them in a marker. And then I also have a column where maybe I can write books that I did not necessarily plan to read, but just was able to read them. And those tend to be my Audible books because I want to be a little bit more intentional about my physical books. But we'll see. Again, this is just a really evolving learning tool since this is my first time using a reading journal. I'm learning about what I really like, what I want to capture, and right now I'm still figuring it all out. So, and then here I have some lines for books read, and so this is where I'll go in and I'll put like a little picture of the book. I'll give it a star rating, and I'll put some information about the book itself. I may or may not put a summary. My goal is to get better about putting reviews on my Goodread page. And I do have my Goodread link down below. So please come follow me on Goodread and let me know. And I'll follow you back as well. Let me know that you're coming from my social media page so that I can follow you as well. And then, so this will leave me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 full spots. This, I sort of cut into it a little bit. So I may use this for one full book, depending on the information from the book. And I could just take that line out because I just wanted to use the doll. And if I need more space, I could always add it in. For the month of April, I was on track to read about 4 books and thus far have blown that out of pocket. So I can't wait to share with you on how I exceeded my goal. And I also want to be realistic that some months may not produce that kind of numbers. But for the month of May, I have my birthday celebration. I have some people coming in out of town and celebrating with me, my cousins, as well as some friends that will be celebrating with me. So I know that I'm not going to read as much as I have been for the month of April. So I don't want to be too aggressive, but I would definitely want to leave enough room that if I read more than these slots, I have some pages available. And then I could also put my book club book, my favorite book, and my buddy read book, that I'll have enough pages for that. So yeah, but I'm definitely am. Oh, and I realized that I use one of my clear rulers to draw lines with, and I didn't realize that it was placing the ink down as I move the ruler. And so that's what happened right here. It's not bad. I didn't get it to erase, but it's not horrible. I guess push come to shove, I can use whiteout, but then to me, whiteout may make it the era stand out more. So we'll see. But I really like the dolls. I thought the dolls were cute, and I may try to find ways to incorporate them in my book spread even more, or in a planner spread, because I have them, so I might as well use them. Yeah, but I love the way this turns out. Again, I just think this is just, I will appreciate this later on. um, I just like the idea of documenting my attempt to have decent handwriting. But yeah, so that's that. Okay, well, thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you enjoy this setup, and I hope that you are encouraged to read. I cannot wait to start posting my reflections, or um, reading wrap-ups, whatever you want to call it. I will be sharing those with you. I'm just trying to still figure out like how to share the information, what I want to share, and so forth. I'm just focused on getting started in my journal and being consistent. So, and then I do want to show you how I've been progressing in my journal as well. So for those updates, don't forget to subscribe, turn on your notification bell, and also if you are so willing to, please give me a thumbs up. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for joining me. Until the next time, bye.